A ceasefire was supposed to bring silence. But in West Asia right now, it has done the exact opposite. It has exposed just how fragile peace really is because even as the ink dried on the US Iran deal, the whole region was already sliding back into chaos. And you know what? At the center of this fast growing drama is Abbas Araghchi. In a sudden and urgent move, he picked up the phone and called his Saudi counterpart, Faisal bin Farhan. The message? Simple but very important. Tensions are rising and something must be done before things spiral out of control. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is, why the sudden call? What was the need? What really changed so quickly? Because within hours of the ceasefire between the US and Iran, the ground reality, it shifted dramatically. Israel launched fresh strikes, and that too across Lebanon, hitting multiple locations including areas around Beirut, southern region and the Bekaa Valley. In fact, reports suggest command centers and strategic sites they were targeted and hospitals quickly began filling with injured civilians. And yes, at the very same time, Iran responded, not with just words but with actions. It reportedly targeted Saudi Arabia's critical east-west oil pipeline, basically a key energy route that moves millions of barrels of oil every single day from the eastern oil fields to the Red Sea. And then came the biggest shock, by the way. Iran moved to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Now pause here because this is definitely huge. Nearly 20% of the global oil passes through this passage every single day. Any disruption over here, it could not just affect the Middle East, it can shake the global market, fuel prices, economics worldwide. So in just a matter of hours, what was announced as a peace deal, it began to look like a pause before the next storm. And this is why this phone call, it really matters. During the conversation, both the sides reportedly discussed ways to reduce the tension and restore stability. But wait, let's be honest here. The situation on the ground, it is far more complicated than a single diplomatic phone call. Because this is not just a two-country issue anymore. You have the United States, you have Iran, you have Israel, you have Saudi Arabia, and then multiple groups operating across the region, each with their own interests, each with their own red lines. And that's what's making this whole situation so dangerous. Now let's look at the timeline very quickly here. Ladies and gentlemen, conflict escalates from late February after the US-Israeli strikes on Iran. Leadership changes inside Iran after the death of Ali Khamenei. Mojtaba Khamenei takes over amid the crisis. A temporary 2-week ceasefire is announced. Within hours, fresh strike, pipeline attack, Hormuz disruption. So, let's be honest, this is not de-escalation, this is a controlled instability. And here's the bigger concern, that is energy and economy. Oil prices, they are extremely sensitive right now. Even a small disruption in supply, it can push the global prices up sharply. Airlines, shipping companies and industries across the world, they are watching every single move and that too very closely. In fact, past disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz, it has triggered massive spike in the oil prices within days. And if this situation continues, then the economic impact, it could be felt far beyond the Middle East. The question is, what happens next? Well, that definitely depends on multiple factors, including, will Israel continue its strikes on Lebanon? Will Iran escalate further, or maybe they will step back or wait? Can Saudi Arabia play a stabilizing role? Most importantly, will the ceasefire actually hold? These are few questions because right now the ceasefire, it looks less like a peace but more like a ticking time bomb. A clock that could either lead to calm or maybe explode into something much bigger. And as global leaders, they make a phone call behind the scenes. One thing is clear. This crisis is definitely far from over. It is evolving minute by minute.